Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Coming back to you today from the home front again, which it's very nice to be home. So today I have a really simple video. The scenario here is if you had $1 million saved up and you were ready to retire, how would you fare if you put it all in the SVOL, Simplified Volatility ETF? So I have a presentation ready with a spreadsheet, and let's go ahead and jump into that now. So I'm going to get the screen share going here, and here we go. Okay, so this should be fairly simple, fairly straightforward. So say that you've saved up $1 million over your career, whether you've worked 20 years or 40 years or what. Just say you've saved $1 million up, however you did it, and you were going to dump it all because you wanted to sustain yourself for life. So you're going to dump it all into the Simplified Volatility ETF. If you did that at the current price, you would have 45,620 shares. And at the monthly rate of 32 cents times 12, you would make about $3.84 per year. So if you were to times this by this number of shares here, this is how much you would make. So could be a raise for you, depending on what job you're in. 175,180 and 80 cents. It's a pretty nice annual payout. I'd retire for that. So, and I actually understated this because if you look at the dividend history on the SVOL, it's been paying, the most common payout is 32 cents, but it's paid as high as 35 cents. So I broke it down per month here. So with $1 million invested, these are the number of shares you would have. If the fund was paying out a 32-cent dividend per month, you would make about $14,598.40, which is awesome. And then if it was paying 35 cents, which it does sometimes, look at that, you would get a raise from there. You would make almost 16,000 a month, which is really awesome. Now, this is not typical. This is more, this is more, it's done it a couple times. It's actually paid even higher, which we'll look into in just a second. But if it did this over 12 months, then you would make almost 200,000. Now, this may seem unrealistic, and you may think that, this dividend may not continue, but we'll look at that in just a second. But before we look at the actual numbers on Yahoo Finance, I want to say a lot of the detractors for dividend investing talk about the tax ramifications. Now, anytime you make money, you're going to pay tax one way or another. If you're touching the money, you're going to pay tax. That's just how our system works. Now, if you're putting the money away, you're saving it, the richer you are, the easier that is to do, then you're going to pay less tax until you touch it. But the moment you touch that money, the IRS wants their cut. So that is what it is. With dividends, if you're doing this strategy and you're using the dividends as income, you're going to pay ordinary income tax, basically. If it's in an IRA, you're not going to pay that. And if it's in a Roth, so another way to look at this, if this $1 million was in a Roth and you decided to liquidate all of this when you retired, the whole idea with a Roth IRA is that there's no tax on it at all because you paid the tax up front. So if you were to liquidate that whole thing, I'm not sure if there's like a maximum you can do, but say you were to liquidate the whole thing, you could come out of it tax free. But now once you liquidate that money and you start drawing these dividends, then you're going to end up paying tax on that. But there's really no way to get out of that. So it is what it is. But tax being what it is, I like the strategy a lot. Let me just Google something here. I want to see maximum IRA. While I'm doing this, let this, what you're seeing on the screen, let it kind of sink in. I think you can take all your money out of a Roth once you're of age. I don't think they make you only take a certain amount, but that's what I was trying to Google. Anyway, now let's go to Yahoo Finance and look up SVOL. Let's see here. See, I have it up here already. So SVOL was at Friday, close of market Friday, $21.89. I based my numbers on the $21.92 because I always try to, when I come up with these examples that some of you may think are outlandish, I try to make them even more conservative than they may actually be. So I factored in the stock going up, or the ETF going up Monday, which, as you can see in the after hours, was $21.92. The yield is currently $17.43. This fund has been around for about 2 years almost. So there's not a lot of case study history, but so far since the fund has been around, it's never missed a dividend. So we'll look here and you'll see how things fluctuate. Now it's got a 0.66% expense ratio, which I know some of you get a little miffed about that, but really that's not bad compared to some of the mutual funds out there, especially the retail mutual funds. That's not bad at all. This one just paid the dividend February 23rd, so really Thursday. So those of you holding this should have that in your account probably as of today. Now let's go to the maximum. Let's see. Yahoo Finance will cooperate with me here. Maximum, dividends only. And you'll see here, now what I'm going to do, I might put together, let's see. Okay, since September 2021, look at this. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. It did miss in June of last year, July, August, September, October, November, but I think we made up for it. November, December. Other than that 1 month in the basically year and a half that's been around, it hasn't missed. So let's do this. Let me copy and paste into our spreadsheet here. And we'll go back to the sheet. Come on. Not that one. What's going on here? Oh, here we go. Zoom back in. 200%. So what I want to do here, copy and paste. Just want to have all this information because what I want to show is this 2.32. You see some months it's been higher. 0.32, 0.32. Here. See, the most common is 0.32. 0.32. Let me check something here. Let's see here, 2 live viewers, but no comments. Anyone that wants to comment, feel free. I like the audience engagement on these. Give me just a second here. Let that kind of ferment in your minds while I do this. Just got to do something here real quick. But what we're doing, we're basically adding up the total dividends. So give me just a second here. And any of you following along, you can do that on your end. This will allow me to kind of slow down, let everything I'm saying sink in. But I just have to do something on the back end here. There we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right, back to business. All right, so, okay, 32 cents here, 32 cents here, 32.6. And look here, it was 0.366 last March, 0.341 in February. And the highest it was last January, you see almost 40 cents. 356, 294. Should have had this ready, but that's okay. We'll do it live, right? Okay, so in the history, let's see. How many is that? 3, 6, 12. 12 months, $4, the first 12 months that it existed. And then in the 6 months since then, $1.62. So we'll times that by 2. $1.62 times that by 2, $3.24. So what I want to project out here, I want to do this here. Best case scenario, worst case scenario. Okay, 45,620 shares times, okay, 324, because I just want to kind of cover every scenario here. 320, oops, times 324, 147,000. And then what did we say for the first 12 months? Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We don't want to count. We want to sum. Oh, because I'm over here. Duh. 2, 3, 4. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Here we go. 395. Okay, 395. The first. So you see here, the initial estimate we had was close to average. So this times this, if it was 395, this is what you have. So that makes a big difference. In retirement, that's important, because if this thing got cut in half, there goes your income. But hopefully, my savvy followers, you'll have other things going besides this. This is just one thing. So when you're trying to retire, make money to live on, the good thing about our capitalist system, there's so many ways you can make money. So this is just one strategy, but this shouldn't, hopefully, those of you that are really eager to retire, hopefully once you retire and you get all that new time on your hands that you didn't have, you're going to be thinking of other ways to make money aside from this. So, things can always happen in life, right? Say this changed, say all of a sudden the dividend got cut in half. Well, I'm sure most of you are thinking of other ways to make money other than just this. But this is just one idea here. Like if you were to consider retiring with $1 million that you had saved up and you just wanted to dump it in this is how you would come out. So this is, in my opinion, this is really good. I mean, this is something like if I was in this position, I'd do this right now, and I would do the YouTubing full time, and I'd probably run multiple channels. But I'm not in this position yet. But that's the idea, to get here as soon as possible. That's the appeal of dividend investing. That's why I like it so much. That's why the majority of my audience likes it so much. That's why the bulk of my, really my channel niche is dividend investing. The bulk of my audience likes dividends, because you see right there, boom, $1 million. And it's not about, oh, I've got $1 million. You never want to think like, oh, I'm set for life, let me just spend that. No, you want to put that to work for yourself. You take that, invest it. And the good thing with this, that $1 million, now we didn't talk about that. What if the fund drops? The $1 million, you still have your $1 million, right? But say the fund drops to like, what do we say? Say the fund goes to $30. Then look at this. Your $1 million, you just made another $368,000 on top of the dividend. So that's like double dipping. That's the real appeal. When you're in a good fund that the dividend's paying out of, you're like double dipping. But just say the fund took a crash and went down to like $20, then you lost money. But your threshold, when you're making this much over here in dividends, you're offsetting what it may lose if it does lose. So in 10 years, if you make this much money, boom, there's 1.75 million. So you more than got your money back, and you're playing with the house's money. If it did this, 1.8 million, over here, 1.47 million. So even if the fund went down to zero, which we doubt it would do, but say it dropped like 20%, you're going to make enough dividends to not only recover your initial investment, but to recover more. And hopefully, when you're in retirement, you don't need to spend all this money just because you make it. You still, maybe spend half of it. I mean, even spending half of this, if you live in a reasonably low cost state, you can live on half of this, or heck, even a quarter of this if all your bills are paid. But, the concept, I mean, this can give you a nice income, nice lifestyle. If you have this money saved up, I mean, you can be living large. I mean, this money here is more than most people make at a top management level in a Fortune 500 company. So, let that sink in there. Hopefully that was a good example. Like I said, this is what I would do in that position. If you like that, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Even if you didn't, also like, comment, and subscribe, because I guarantee you there's something on this channel for everyone. So thanks so much for tuning in, especially those of you who tuned in live. And for the bulk of you that will see this over the next week or so, hope you enjoy it. And with that being said, take care. Keep an eye out for the next videos. Thanks.